Never had to do that before. Hey guys, what's up? JD from JD Tech TV here, and welcome to episode 2 of my Q&A series, Ask JD Tech TV. Technically, the first one was called Ask JD, but evidently there's a lot of JDs that people like to ask questions to on YouTube, so this is a little more specific. But this Q&A series I'd like to do every month to try to answer some questions that I get on Twitter or really anywhere else. But if you want to get your questions in for next month's episode, make sure to follow me on Twitter and ask me anything. And just use the hashtag AskJDTechTV. So let's get into it. Do you restrict or use any tech at bedtime while trying to fall asleep? I mean, yeah, my wife and I, we have a rule that once we go to lay down in bed, the cell phones get put away. And I think that that's a good habit, not just for people who are in a relationship, but just for everybody, because we're in a time where we're in a constant state of craving information and entertainment. So shutting off that part of your brain to sort of decompress and contemplate what you've done during the day and what you need to accomplish tomorrow is incredibly important. And that's especially important for you and a spouse because having good conversation, resolving any issues that you face throughout the day, and just spending quality time with each other is the most important thing that you'll do on any given day. Right, babe? And even if you aren't in a relationship, dedicating that time for yourself is not only healthy, but it's necessary. In the small tech YouTuber community in no order, who do you enjoy watching the most? I mean, I don't really know what you consider to be a small tech YouTuber because I think everybody kind of has a different definition. I mean, by my definition, and I think by most, I'm a small tech YouTuber. My subscriber count is around 13,000 subscribers, which is absolutely minuscule when you compare it to somebody like Austin Jack City Evans. Austin, he's the buffest tech YouTuber in the game right now. Don't worry, I'll show you a picture after this and you'll swoon later. But the guy who asked this question, Ben, has a YouTube channel called Lover of Tech, and man, I actually really enjoy watching your channel. Really great tech YouTuber from across the pond. He's got a natural style and very informative. And man, your channel hasn't blown up yet, but it will. I also really like Life of Tech. This guy Roger, he has under 300 subs, but he definitely doesn't act like it's great production, great video quality. I love it. Brandon Havard and Vin Dang, I really like watching their channels as well. They're also considered like small tech YouTubers, but their production quality is competing with the top of the top. They actually just joined the MKB HD production team, which they were the obvious pick. You get 60 seconds to raid a Best Buy. What are you grabbing? I mean, I think the obvious answer is gonna be things like grabbing cameras or laptops, cell phones, computers, like big things like that. But for me, I think I would go straight to the gift card section and just grab all of the gift cards that they have on those like gigantic carousels. So yeah. Work smarter, not harder. Do you think that wireless tech is better than wired, or could it replace it totally? I'm talking generally, not only headphones and wireless chargers. Well, I think that's where everything is trending, right? Like wireless headphones, wireless chargers. You can even go to Starbucks and they have wireless charging pads inserted right into the table so you can just set your phone on it and charge it wirelessly. But I think the next big thing is going to be Wi-Fi charging. That just means that if this room has Wi-Fi, my phone would be charging simply by existing in this room. But when that time comes, I'm pretty sure there's gonna be questions about whether or not they should take away the charging port from cell phones just like they took away the headphone jack so they can cram more tech into these smaller spaces, but I think that would be a pretty colossal mistake. I mean, I personally don't really care that most things are wireless now, especially charging. I mean, it's one of those things that's really nice to have, but it's certainly not necessary. I could just simply plug in my phone. That's perfectly fine. But the thing that would make me the happiest is if we got a battery that could last a month on a single charge. That would be crazy. You've quickly become one of my favorite go-to tech YouTubers. How do you find such cool products? Thanks, man. This is a question that I actually get a lot of. My channel is based off of helping the average consumer make better tech purchase decisions. And sure, that involves discussing mainstream things like how the Apple AirPods stack up against other competitors, the best handheld tripod, the best accessories for like DJI Spark, but those things are pretty easy because they're pretty mainstream. They're popular, therefore they're generally thought of as cool products. But it's partially due to my personal preference as I really like unique tech and I really like an underdog. So I visit places like Indiegogo and I have a few of my favorite tech blogs that really helps me find this lesser known and unique tech that has a lot of value and utility for the average consumer. I especially like showcasing these products in my Best Tech series where I feature some incredible tech under a certain price point. It's my most popular series, and if you haven't seen any of those, I'll make sure to place some of them in the description down below for you to check out. But as the channel has gone on, I think it's become apparent to companies the type of tech that I like the most, and the majority of the tech that I feature on my channel are because those companies They reached out to me, and I'm well aware that that's a very fortunate position that I find myself in, but I like being in the niche of unique tech. I think that it really helps me stand out on a very saturated market of tech YouTubers on YouTube. So yeah, it's a little bit of both of me going out and finding tech that I like and other companies reaching out to me. Seems to be a pretty good balance. Do you like the Tesla Model 3? I mean, yeah, like who wouldn't? I mean, if you're a friend of mine and you don't like the Tesla Model 3, for sure lose my number. It's Tesla's third phase of its plan to release an affordable, fully electric car. It starts out at a price of like $35,000, which is pretty reasonable for a brand new car and extremely cheap for a fully electric car of this caliber. However, if you want things like the autopilot feature, which to me is the entire purpose of buying a Tesla, if you want things like a bigger battery, premium sound, like a different color, just those basic type of things that you would want out of a Tesla car, it would cost you around $60,000, not $35,000 after all of the upgrades. So it's not so affordable anymore, but I'm okay with it because we're inching closer and closer to having fully autonomous electric cars becoming a mainstream thing. And no matter what anybody tells you, that's a good thing. What is the most challenging thing you have faced as a tech YouTuber? Well, I don't know if I've shared this story with, well, anyone, really, not even my wife. Sorry, babe. But I think it's time that I share the story of me leaving YouTube. And I did that for 1 week. Let's see, I started this channel in late January of 2017. I was going to school full-time at UCF for physics and planetary science. I had a full-time job and I was doing this in my spare time. So needless to say, I was spending a lot of nights going to bed really late and waking up really, really early in order to make this work. I was definitely captain of Team No Days Off, and 6 months in of working, and I'm not kidding, 16 to 18 hour days every single day, I was too exhausted. I just wanted to quit. I had some pretty explosive growth about 3 months into my channel. I gained about 4,000 subscribers in the span of about 3 to 4 weeks. That brought me to around 6,000 subscribers, but I stayed at that 6,000 mark for pretty much 3 months straight. I'd gain some, I'd lose some. I mean, my channel would still be growing, but I'd be losing pretty much just as many subscribers as I was gaining on a single day. So I was plateaued at 6,000 subscribers. I was putting in so much hard work. And I mean, it's hard to complain because I had 6,000 more subscribers than I had 5 months prior to that. But the amount of work that I was putting in and not seeing it go up and not seeing any fruits to your labor, it got pretty defeating. Then on top of that, I had injured myself like really, really badly. Like I'd rolled my ankle horribly, like it was like a grade 2 sprain. So when you combine those things, it just became too much and I wanted to quit. So I did. But that's what I did for most of my life. When things got hard, I just quit. My wife thought that I was just taking a break from YouTube. She thought that I was just taking time to recharge for myself, but in reality, I was too embarrassed to admit that I quit. I just couldn't stand the thought of disappointing the most important person in my life. And I also couldn't stand the thought of disappointing you. Back then I uploaded once a week every single Friday, as that was kind of the maximum amount that I could upload given my schedule. And now I kind of upload whenever the video is ready, like typically like twice, sometimes 3 times a week. And that was the first time that I missed that Friday upload. And I felt sick, but about a week later, I started getting comment after comment after comment asking where I've been. And in fact, I have this that I keep with me. It's just a piece of paper that if most people look at it, it's just got numbers on it, but they do mean something. I got 42 emails, 37 comments, 14 Instagram messages, 19 Twitter messages, and 12 Facebook messages asking where I am and if I was okay. 124. 124 people who were kind enough to check up on me. People that I really didn't know. And 124, it was more than enough. It was more than enough to snap me out of my own self-defeating tendencies and start making videos again. And I'm very happy to say that since then, I have never, ever thought about quitting YouTube again. In fact, every time that things get tough, I take this piece of paper out of my wallet, which I keep in there at all times, and I just look at it. It reminds me to never quit again. And I promise you, I won't. I won't. So yeah, the most challenging thing that I've ever faced as a tech YouTuber was myself. Well, I feel like that's kind of a hard story to come back from. I feel like this is probably a good place to stop. I didn't mean for it to end on such a serious note. But I'd like to do these Q&A videos every month. I'm having fun with them so far. And if you want to ask your questions for the following month's video, make sure to follow me on Twitter and ask me anything with the hashtag AskJDTechTV. Also, if you like this video, it'd really help me out if you would smash that like button, and if you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button and the little notification bell next to it so you can be the first to know when one of my new videos goes live. And I'd like to end this video by asking you a question. What are some challenges that you have faced and overcome? It could be YouTube related or non-YouTube related, doesn't matter. Leave me a comment down below and let me know. A very special thank you to everyone who asked me questions, and thank you everyone else for watching, and as always, I promise, I'll see you soon.